Okay, hands up who's heard that phrase, sitting is the new smoking. Okay, I can't see you, but I have my hand up and I guess you do too. So, hi, my name is Holly and I'm a yoga teacher. And yes, a portion of my time is stood up teaching yoga classes. But even so, I still spend a disproportionate amount of my time sat at a desk. And the numerous times that I have heard that phrase, I just thought, well, what are we supposed to do? I personally cannot type on my laptop while I'm out for a walk. I can't design an Instagram post like on a treadmill, no. But no, seriously, I can't. And yes, of course, there's standing desks. In fact, our reception desk at the Yoga Hero studio is an adjustable height desk. So you can sit at it or you can stand at it. And yeah, and it's great. But there's a really important point here, which is that the brain uses about 20% of the body's available energy. So being in a position that's using lots of energy, whilst your brain is also using lots of energy, could very well lead to fatigue, even burnout. And there's another thing that I want to add here, which is that worrying about something, A, won't fix it, and B, will probably add to the problem. So, heroes, I am here to look at why people say sitting is the new smoking, and then to look at what we can realistically and practically do about any negatives from sitting. And in doing so, I really hope to reduce any stress caused by worrying about sitting at a desk. The main issues that seem to come up when people have a bee in their bonnet about desk-based work are posture, sedentariness, like lack of movement, breathing function and efficiency, and mental health. So let's look at these one by one. In the interest of full disclosure, yes, things start out like very, very doom and gloom, but they do get more inspiring at the end, I promise. Desk-based posture. There is a risk that when sitting at a desk without awareness of posture, that the head can be forwards of the spine, which makes the neck and the spine muscles work way harder than they're designed to. And then this can lead to tension, and this tension really can have far-reaching consequences like tension headaches, jaw problems. It could even manifest as lower back pain. Then thinking about your arms reaching forwards to your mouse or your keyboard can round the upper back, again straining and tensing muscles, and also decreasing the available space for your inhaling lungs to expand into. This affects the length of each breath, and the length and the pace of each breath can have an absolutely huge impact on your physical and mental health. And one day we'll break this impact down into truly digestible, practical information. But for now, trust me, I'm a yoga teacher. Slouchy desk posture will most likely negatively affect your respiration. And this sort of slouchy posture leads us onto the digestive system, which doesn't work too well when squished into a slouch. For now, let's just understand that the stomach, the small intestine and the large intestine need space, and they need functional breathing to work as well as they can possibly work. And so now we're starting to kind of bring things together. We're starting to go kind of full circle. If a slouchy desk posture is affecting respiration and therefore how much oxygen you can get into your cells, and this posture is affecting digestion, and so therefore how much energy you can get from the food you're eating, you can start to see, working at a desk can have a huge impact on your health and on how you feel. Hence, sitting is the new smoking. And finally, at least for now, being sat with the hips and the knees both bent can impact the ability for hip muscles to contract and release efficiency, potentially leading to hip tension, lower back pain, knee pain, and exacerbating all of those things that we've talked about so far. Okay, I did say it was going to be really doom and gloom. Let's keep going for now, but I promise that there is light at the end of this desk-based tunnel. Sedentariness. This seems to be the main thing that comes up when reading the Sitting is the New Smoking articles, the lack of movement. One of the concerns here is cardiovascular health. By sitting for long periods without moving, blood pools in the legs and it struggles to get back up to the heart. This is because there is two main mechanisms for returning blood to the heart. One is gravity, which is not working for us here. And the second is the pumping of muscles, especially the calf muscles, which is why you're encouraged to wiggle your feet around on a long haul flight. This helps get the blood out of our legs and out of our feet and back to the heart. And this is where I think we start to have some light at the end of the tunnel. Because whilst having perfect 90-degree angles to encourage, in inverted commas, the right posture, actually what's probably going to be more achievable and more effective is introducing regular movement into your day as much as you can without it being another thing that you have to do or another thing that you have to worry about. I'd really suggest taking the time now to consider realistic times in your day that you can move for even just 1 minute. Perhaps before you make your mid-morning cuppa, perhaps every time you check your emails. Start small and build gradually. And from experience, your life starts to make space for this as you experience the many benefits. And guess what? We have 3 classes for you on YouTube. One is 1 minute long, one is 2 minute long. You don't need any equipment and you don't even need to get changed. The link to these classes is in the show notes. Don't forget to subscribe. And then ideally, because this is a yoga podcast, thinking about adding in an hour of yoga into your week. Obviously, yes, more if you can, but an hour a week is a really, really good place to start. If you're local to Leeds, take a look at our membership at Yoga Hero. There's no joining fee, there's no exit fee, and no minimum contract. So let me summarize so far. Sitting for long periods of the day is not ideal. We know that, but it has to be done so that we can work. But rather than thinking about having to invest in a standing desk or a treadmill desk or jack in your job, we can think about weaving tiny portions of movement regularly into our day. Even 1 or 2 minutes an hour should make a difference. Phew, what a relief, hey? Mental health. The link between sitting and mental health issues, including depression and anxiety, seem to relate to the combination of being in a potentially stress-inducing environment and the sedentariness, the not moving. I would hazard a guess that your regular movement will contribute towards improved mental health. And we will look at the mechanisms for that in an episode soon, so keep your eyes peeled. And there's some benefits of yoga for office workers that we have not explicitly pulled out yet. Yes, being a yoga teacher, I am totally biased, but I also promise that I'm telling the truth. So some explicit benefits of yoga for office workers are being mindful of your desk posture while at work, de-desking your body, managing stress levels, and improving functional breathing. Let's dive into these one by one. Being mindful of your posture while at work. When you come to yoga, your teacher will ask you to bring your awareness to all parts of your body in all sorts of positions. You are challenged and asked to be mindful of your whole body, really, in each pose, which sounds like a lot, but there's so many benefits. 1, this uses up a lot of your mental bandwidth, which will help decrease rumination. 2, it helps to highlight areas of tension or areas that have kind of lost their responsiveness. And 3, this mindfulness continues, which might help to decrease any slouchy deskness that we talked about earlier on. De-desking your body. One of the really great things about yoga, regardless of the style that you choose, is that as standard, there's a lot of de-desking going on. You'll often be practicing poses that bring your arms behind you, helping to stretch out the muscles of the chair. You'll often have poses that lift the arms above the head, helping to open up the side body, which is crucial for helping the ribcage move as you breathe. You'll often have poses that stretch out the front of the hip, an area that can get really, really tense with sitting, and the list goes on and on. And you can bet that this de-desking will compound with your regular movement to make you feel better in so many ways. Managing stress levels. Soon, we will have a whole episode dedicated to understand how yoga helps manage anxiety with evidence. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Improved functional breathing. Right at the start of this episode, we looked at the impact of the arms constantly reaching forwards to your mouse and your keyboard, and that this can impact on the ribcage's ability to move freely with the breath. All those movements that we can do to de-desk will have such a positive impact on the ribcage's ability to move, taking us a step closer to functional breathing. But we will break down what functional breathing actually is and how, I'm not joking, it can change your life in a few episodes' time. So hang fire for that. So, hero, I really do hope that this episode has helped to remove any worry that you had about sitting at a desk. The reality is probably that you need to sit at a desk in order to make a living. However, with anything in life, there's ways to do it that are more effective and that benefit you more. To recap, we're thinking about introducing regular movement and at least a weekly yoga class that can and will improve so many aspects of your physical and mental health. Don't forget to check out our 1 minute and 2 minute de-desking classes to weave into your day. And as always, happy practicing.